Hi, it's Lester Holt from NBC Nightly News. We're in Portland, Oregon. We'll be broadcasting from here along the beautiful Willamette River. We couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day to kick off our Cross America road trip. Portland is our first stop, 5 days. We'll go from Portland to Denver, to Chicago, to Pittsburgh, to Raleigh, Durham. In each city, trying to find unique stories that will resonate in different parts of the country. Here, we're working on a fascinating piece about the opioid epidemic, some of the neat things that Portland is doing. We've got a great story about some high school kids here who are reaching out to homeless teens and young adults and feeding them. So I want to just give you a quick look at our backdrop, our set today. This is what they call the jib camera. It'll move from time to time and give us our various shots. I'll be perched up on that stage, if you will, behind that sea of cameras and monitors. They've got my teleprompter. Everything I have in the studio, they have wired here. We sent crews here at least a week ago, producers and crews working on some of our stories and all the technical operations. So we couldn't have, we had a scouting group trying to find the perfect backdrop, and this just seemed like a really gorgeous way to see Portland, to introduce the rest of the country of Portland. So we are very, very, very excited about this, and happy to be on part of your discussion here.
All right, well, that's wonderful. Hi, I'm Kristi Turnquist. I'm with the Oregon News TV critic, and pleased to welcome you to Portland.
And she's here to criticize me because she is a TV critic.
Well, and you were telling us a bit about sort of what people will be seeing on the news tonight. But since you've been in Portland, can you just give us a sense of kind of what you've done since you've been here?
Well, I've eaten, and then I've eaten some more. No, I went, first thing I did actually, I was up in Seattle for the weekend seeing family, so I came down yesterday, and it's a smaller story we're running tonight is about what a bike crazy town this is. That's how, much larger percentage of the population here commutes by bicycle than in other parts. So I happen to bike to work occasionally, so I hooked up with some local bike groups. We just took a short ride here. I was dying to do a longer ride, but not a lot of time. And then we're out shooting with those kids I told you about from Lincoln High School. We're doing this great cooking program. Just as a side note, I'm just blown away by teenagers today. I mean, you saw the Parkland kids, and these kids had that same sense of optimism and hope and maturity, and I came away feeling better about our future, talking to them and what they're learning.
And that doesn't happen every day when you're covering the news.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And I think I shared with you one of the things I like about this road trip we're doing is that normally when I come to a town, something bad has happened.
Right.
That we bring the broadcast there because of calamity, and it's just nice to come during good times. You ever say that to somebody? Hey, well, I hope we get to see you in better times. Well, I like to think these are better times, and I know that Portland's known for its weather, but come on, this is
you must have brought this with you.
This is off the hook. This is awesome.
Now, obviously those of us here on the West Coast, we see the news at our time. When you're doing something like this, how do you do it for like the East Coast versus the West Coast? Do you do one broadcast for the East Coast and then a second one for the West Coast?
It's a good question. It's quite a little act we have. There are basically, I think, 4 feeds of nightly news, but to put it in simpler terms, we do the news at 6:30 Eastern time, and the eastern half and the central part, Eastern and Central time zones see that broadcast, and then we feed out on other time zones subsequent to that. Depending on the news of the day, we will update that feed. So some of what you see may be recorded, some of it may be live, and so if there is a developing story or we know there's going to be an important speech between the time we go off the air there, and you come on the air here, we'll adjust accordingly. We've had some long days where we sit there for every time zone.
Wow.
But we want to make sure that our broadcast is relevant. We do that with the help of our Los Angeles bureau. They're fully staffed and prepared to update the newscasts as we go along. But it's a balancing act, and a lot smarter people than me are figuring out this grid and how we get on the air every place.
Well, I saw you started the day at our NBC affiliate here, KGW. And among the things that you were being presented with was this peacock-decorated array from Voodoo Donuts.
Yes.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Well, I was familiar with Voodoo Donuts from having been here before, but it was pretty impressive. The peacock. Unfortunately, that peacock at last sighting was missing an orange feather, courtesy of me. It was like, oh, that's pretty. Yeah.
Well, and as you say, the weather's been nice. Have there been any other sort of surprises or things that you didn't expect in Portland in your admittedly brief time here?
No, what I guess I had seen this the last time I was here and I forgot about it. This whole That's not food truck. What are food shacks? What do you call
Food carts.
Food carts everywhere. What an awesome idea that is. And because on the way here to this location, we were driving by, and on a gorgeous day like, everybody was out, and I thought that is very cool. It's one of the things I like about this. I'm not just saying because I'm here. I love the uniqueness of Portland. It's not like any other place. It just feels like it beats to its own drum, and it's things like that you're like, okay, I know exactly where I am. You could drop me right there, and I'm okay. I'm in Portland.
All right. Well, I know that you're kind of pressed for time, and you've got a million things to do. But any plans to ever come back to Portland?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I was so serious about Portland at one point. I remember I was looking at real estate here. I was looking at a couple of years ago, when before I got this particular job, and I was trying to think, well, where would I eventually retire? My wife and I to check out Portland. We came and looked at some condos here, and life kind of caught up, and retirement seems farther away right now. But it was certainly on our short list. This is I know you're probably tired of people moving from other states to Portland right now. Everyone's saying we're full, but we love this city. My wife is from Seattle. I'm from Northern California, so we are we're West Coast people.
Going.
So when I'm in places like this, I feel at home.
Terrific. All right. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to do this.
It's great talking to you. Thanks for your interest, and everyone has been really awesome here. And by the way, just to your earlier questions, so we're clear. So we'll do the news for the East Coast starting at 3:30, but then we'll be here live. We'll do the broadcast again at 5:30, and it may or may not be the same material. It obviously depends on how the news cycle goes over the next couple of hours, but that's the way we do it.
Well, we'll be watching you at 5:30 here in Portland.
It's really live.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a great
welcome.
time for the rest of your brief stay here.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.